Joining me live now is Herald Sun Associate Editor James Campbell. James, great to see you. I think this is the one hook that the opposition can get into and should bang on about all the way between now and the next election. I'd forgotten about how effusive we heard Anthony Albanese there about that power prices were going to come down by $275 because they've done the work and the modelling, and here we are.
The modelling was wrong. What can I say?
Shock horror.
It was good modelling at the time, and subsequent events have shown it was not up to the task. Yeah, look, it's an obvious point that they can bang on about. They actually banged on about it a lot before the last election with the results that are before us. So I'm not sure that it's how much of a magic bullet it'll be, but we're going to hear about it endlessly, I think. Endlessly. We just get used to it.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because we keep on being told that renewables are the cheapest form of energy, yet we've seen this huge rise in our energy bills over the last 5 years, and even longer. They keep on going up. There's also, from the gentailers and the retailers, no prospect of them coming down anytime soon because of the rollout of transmission lines, the capital costs there, and all the infrastructure that needs to be built, as well as ageing coal.
It is. It's a very sad scenario. And we're going to, as I say, we'll be hearing more and more and more about it. And I think the problem for the opposition is it is complicated, right? Like, it's complicated to explain why creating more renewables can actually have the effect of driving power prices up because it's counterintuitive. You're not, renewables are supposed to be the cheapest, and that is what the polling tells us everyone believes. So it seems weird that the more you have, the dearer prices get. I just think that if I were to offer the opposition any advice on this, it would simply be to talk about what is actually happening. Forget about the projections. This is what it was. This is what it is now. How can this be? But I'll be honest with you, Laura. It's a subject that bores me to tears. I really find the whole energy market discussion just incredibly soporific, and I got a bit scared when you started talking about it that we were going to be talking about it ad nauseum. It's like just not my. It really isn't just my thing. So
yeah, right. Okay. Well, I think it's totally my thing, and I think with this explosion of AI and these data centres that are required, we've spent the last 20 years fighting over the best plan. The last government didn't do anything for 10. This government promised lower prices. That's absolutely not going to happen. I mean, energy pushes up the cost of everything.
Still talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Sorry. Well, I've made my point. There's an AI strategy today. I fear that this might go into the same box as energy for you.
No, AI. Well, AI has obviously very large practical implications for journalists. So I'm interested in that.
So there's self-interest at heart here. That's where we always get you.
Correct. No, I mean, AI, look, we at News Corp, like everyone, are working out how to use it. Yeah. It was actually kind of comforting when it was eventually explained to me what this thing was, that it's actually far less likely to take my job than I had first imagined, because whatever else computers do, they can't talk to people and they can't find things out that aren't written down already somewhere else. So if you're in the business of kind of breaking news and using language in a way that other people perhaps are not as practiced at, you should be okay. So we're all right. And of course, television, you're safe too. Everyone else, real trouble. Doctors, real trouble. Lawyers, real trouble. Like these sorts of jobs, for the first time, are really going to feel the cold winds of tech change.
Well, perhaps I just think maybe it makes them better, and perhaps they need to be more diligent. There's some evidence that for law firms that are using AI, they needed to hire more lawyers to check that the AI was actually giving them the right, precedents in case law and things like that. So, look, I'm a little glass half full on that, James. I think it's better. It's going to be better than we think. But let's get to your wheelhouse before we run out of time. Victorian politics. I see Jacinta Allen introducing her new adult crime. What is it?
Adult. It's adult. Well, they clearly need to
it's
ramp
weird
up the slogan. It's like
because she copied Queensland, but had to have a little tweak in it,
bad,
so it couldn't be exactly the same.
Like,
exactly. Yeah. But look, more seriously, this is really gone way beyond what some in her party would be comfortable with. What this legislation looks at is actually the prospect of 14-year-olds spending up to life in prison for the most serious crimes.
Well, yeah, and not the most serious crimes, really, because, I mean, while as serious as carjacking is, it's not anywhere in the same league as murder. I mean, life sentences have hitherto been reserved for the most heinous.
Well, that's what this would be, isn't it? If a carjacking resulted in the murder of a person, or these crimes resulted in the murder of a person.
I don't think. No, I don't think it doesn't require that. Aggravated burglary.
Wow.
It's really no. Look, let's be serious. Victorian judges, being the tender-hearted people they are unlikely to start handing out life sentences. But it's what this shows is how genuinely scared people are. That is, sorry, not the public, the Labor Party. They're genuinely scared that if they don't do something about this, if they're not seen as being tough, they will be in all sorts of bother at the next election. Indeed, as I understand it, when the Cabinet was presented with the information, they were not presented with arguments about what it would do to cut crime, or arguments about how it would help rehabilitate people or anything like that. They were presented with a whole bunch of market research saying what would happen to the government if they didn't do it. So, yeah, I mean, it's poll-driven. It is the most poll-driven piece of legislation I've ever seen. And it's a huge reversal.
Huge.
These are people who, until about 5 minutes ago, were proposing to raise the age of criminal responsibility to 14. Now we've got 14-year-olds potentially being locked up for life. Like it's a U-turn and some.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think I've got to say, Jess Wilson off to a pretty good start, I would say as well. But let's see what happens in Parliament today. James, good to see you. We'll check in soon.
Good to see you, Laura.